All right, welcome to another edition of Serious Matters with Olukunle on ONIF TV. Yeah, when you go to our website on onifTV.com, you will get all details of all information and news that are making around. But then let's pick on a few of them, which of course are serious issues. Well, the first one we're talking about here is the Minister of Information has come out to say that lockdown will be extended if Nigerians don't behave themselves. When I saw that, I was wondering, is this a threat or something? Well, let's see what he said. Now, the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, on Friday said the federal government could extend the 14-day lockdown should Lagosians and residents of Abuja and Ogun State not behave themselves. The minister, who is a member of the presidential task force on COVID-19, disclosed this in Abuja when he featured in a forum to give an update on government's effort at containing the pandemic. He said, if we don't behave ourselves, there is a likelihood that the lockdown will be extended. But if we behave ourselves, there might not be an extension. And I hope we do. So if we stay at home for 2 weeks and we are doing everything we are supposed to do, we should be able to effectively contain the disease. Therefore, my appeal to Nigerians is that they should obey the directives on social distancing, personal hygiene, and shun gatherings. After 2 weeks, we will resume our normal lives. But if they think it is a joke, then we may have to stay at home more than the 2 weeks. The President's Major General Muhammad Buhari retired in the National Broadcaster directed the cessation of all movements in the FCT, Lagos and Ogun State. Like we all saw for an initial period of 14 days. Now that's to say that it might go beyond 14 days. In fact, speaking to a consultant in the course of the week, she said to me that, look, the 14 days is just an initial period, that there's a likelihood that there's going to be an extension. But let's see how it goes. But this is coming directly from the presidential task force group, saying that if Nigerians don't behave themselves, if they continue to protest the stay at home, lockdown and everything, then there might be a need for us to extend. Now, he said all citizens in the affected areas were to stay at home, adding that the containment period would be used to identify, trace and isolate individuals that had come in contact with confirmed cases. There are about 200 COVID-19 cases in Nigeria, including 2 deaths. As of today, there were 2 other deaths added to get to that again. The pandemic, which has affected about 1 million people globally, has paralyzed economic and social religious activities in most parts of West African countries. And so that's the development. But then on COVID-19 in Nigeria, we've had 210 cases confirmed as of today, and then 4 deaths. One of the deaths was actually the guy had other ailments, renal issues, and I think most of the cases that we have had, most of the fatalities that we have had are issues of people who had underlying sicknesses and all of that. So that's the development at the moment in the country. We already have 210 confirmed cases, but going forward, 25%. So it's been said that 25% of coronavirus carriers don't show symptoms but can still spread the virus. That's a new development or new research that has come up now. The CDC, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is releasing more information about the coronavirus, revealing that as many as 25% of people infected but showing no symptoms are spreading the disease. So that means it's possible for you to contract the disease and still not show the symptoms that every other person, or about 75% of the victims of the patient, 75% of them, the symptoms that they are showing, you might not show those symptoms. That's what he's trying to say. He said 25% of people have the disease, but they have the virus in them, but they are not showing symptoms, yet they are going around spreading. Now, the new finding are leading the CDC to broaden the range of who needs to wear medical mask, as they previously stated that only people showing symptoms should wear a mask. And that came up in the United States, where they said that only people showing symptoms should wear the mask. But then the development now is that everybody, experts are urging that the public to continue with social distances, and they believe that everyone should be wearing masks to protect themselves against asymptomatic carriers. We call those people who don't show symptoms asymptomatic carriers, who are still spreading the virus. I still feel that we should all be very careful and take care of ourselves. Let's keep the social distances. Let's make sure that we take to all advices that are given to us. Now, we are saying now, as coming from the United States, the CDC are saying that it's advisory that we should wear basic, voluntarily wear basic clothes or fabric face mask when they go out to pray to help curb the spread of the new coronavirus. So you should, everyone now should wear the mask. That's what the US is saying because of the asymptomatic carriers of this virus. People, about 25% of this patients who do not show signs or symptoms of COVID-19. Well, COVID-19 is still making the round. The most serious matter, which has crippled the economy and crippled activities around the world. Yesterday, we recorded that over 1,000 deaths was recorded in less than 24 hours, and that's a lot. It's not a good news. It's not a good news at all. It's not a good news at all. Well, in the news we're hearing that we're expecting about 18-man team coming from China to come and help Nigerians with COVID-19. Well, some persons have said, no, we don't want any COVID-19 team coming from China. They are the ones that went to Italy, and they were the ones that caused, the serious fatality that happened in Italy, and so we do not want that to come and happen in Nigeria. Well, your opinion on that is very, very welcome. Okay, and so some persons have also come out to say that the invention of the 5G should not be accepted by Nigeria. Having come out to say that President Muhammadu Buhari and his cabinet should do everything possible to block the invention or the incoming 5G network from having a safe landing in Nigeria. The likes of Senator Dino Melaye, former Senator Dino Melaye, and also Femi Fani-Kayode have rendered their voice saying that we should not allow it to come in because it's part of the one world agenda that is going on, which actually are underlying facts, underlying facts beneath the COVID-19 virus, ravaging the entire world. Well, that's still it from ONIF TV concerning COVID-19. We will give you details as time goes on. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.